If I had to grow my arms from scratch again, here is exactly what I'd do. Very quickly, before we dig in, here's exactly what my arms used to look like before I started to train, and here's what my arms look like now. So I've got a pretty good idea of what actually works, and more importantly, what doesn't work. So let's get stuck in. Now, the reason why most guys can't grow their arms isn't because they're not training hard enough. It's normally one of two reasons. Reason number one, their exercise execution is completely off it. They might be doing the right exercises on paper, but their form is sloppy. They're swinging the weight around, rushing through reps, and not actually loading the muscle correctly. No control, no intent, just moving the weight from A to B and essentially hoping for the best. And then reason number two is that they don't prioritize arm growth. Most guys chuck in a few sets of arms at the end of a push day and the end of a pull day, and then they wonder, why are my arms not growing? If you actually want bigger arms, you've got to train them with purpose. Ideally with a dedicated arm day each week, or actually have some structure to how you train your arms at the end of your push and pull days, so you can actually implement progressive overload. Because at the end of the day, if you're not giving your arms the attention you give to your chest and your back, why would they grow? Right, so let's start with biceps. Now the biceps have two heads, the long head and the short head. And if you want that full rounded bicep look, then you've got to train both from different angles. So if I had to grow my arms from scratch again, these are the exact movements I would prioritize. Firstly, some kind of curl where the elbows are behind the body. When your elbows are behind your torso, like with a cable behind the body curl or an incline dumbbell bicep curl, you stretch the long head of the bicep more and therefore bias it better. Top tip for when you're performing a bicep exercise when the elbow is behind the body, think about dragging your knuckles forward and up, and make sure that you keep tension on the bicep the entire time. So exercise number two, I would prioritize some kind of curl where the elbow is in front of the body. Now we'll be shifting tension onto the short head of the bicep. You can use any kind of bicep curl variation where the elbows are in front of your torso. For example, a dumbbell preacher curl or a spider curl. And exercise number three that I prioritize if I was growing my biceps from scratch again is some kind of hammer curl variation. Any hammer curl variation is going to help hit the brachialis. And this is the muscle that sits underneath the bicep. So when you grow the brachialis, it literally pushes your bicep up, making your arms look thicker and bigger. My favorite hammer curl variation is the rope cable hammer curl, as I'm able to keep constant tension on the biceps throughout. But you can use dumbbells, just make sure that you're not swinging the weight around and you're actually controlling both phases of the movement. Right, let's move on to the tricep. Now the triceps make up 2/3 of the arm. So if you actually want your arms to look big, make sure that you do not skip the triceps. So many people will only prioritize the biceps because, you know, getting a bicep pump feels good and it looks good, but growing your triceps is absolutely essential if you want your arms to look big. Now, if you couldn't already guess, the triceps have 3 heads, hence the name triceps. The long head, the lateral head, and the medial head. And here's exactly how to hit all 3 heads. So firstly, you want some kind of overhead tricep extension. This is gonna help target the long head, which is the biggest part of the tricep. Number 2, you're gonna want some kind of tricep push down variation. This is gonna help specifically target the lateral head, which helps give your tricep that horseshoe shape. And my absolute go-to exercise for this is a cable crossover tricep extension. I just feel like I get a really good squeeze through the tricep and I can really control both the eccentric and concentric phase of the movement and keep those elbows pinned in position. And then thirdly, you want some kind of close grip pressing movement. This is like your compound tricep builder as it hits all 3 heads, but in particular, it targets the lateral and the medial head. And this is absolutely perfect for really overloading the triceps. Think close grip Smith machine bench press or a tricep focused dip. Just make sure that when you're doing one of these pressing movements that you're keeping your elbows nice and tucked to the body and you're not allowing your elbows to flare, because otherwise you're going to get more chest engagement than tricep. Now I hope this helps you with growing your arms, and if you want the exact arm workout I'm currently following every single week, there'll be a link down in the description. Literally click it, it's got the exercises, the sets, the reps, the exact structure you should be following if you want to prioritize growing your arms. So yeah, that is it for today's video. I hope you've taken away some value from this. If I was growing my arms from scratch, I would prioritize all the exercises that I just mentioned in the video, and I'd make sure that I'm tracking my lifts as well. So many people, when it comes to tracking arms, don't track their lifts like they would with a chest day, a leg day, or a back day. Make sure you are tracking your arm days, so again, you can implement progressive overload just like you would with any other muscle group. Target all heads of your triceps and biceps, use the right angles, be consistent. You're not gonna look like Popeye overnight, and I promise you, your arms will start to blow up. If this did help, then make sure you drop the video a like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you in the next one.